Coming up on Tech Talk, Apple has released the Mac Pro. It's been about a month now, so some people have them and are doing reviews on them. But does somebody really need a $53,000 machine? That's coming up right now. Okay, so it doesn't start at $50,000. It starts at $6,000. But keep in mind, from $6,000 to $50,000 and anywhere in between, you still don't get a display. The display is $5,000. And not only that, it doesn't come with a stand. If you want that really neat stand, that's $1,000. But here, let's face it, it's not for your run-of-the-mill person. Some of the YouTubers got them early. Some of them purchased them. And this is what they had to say about them.
Oh! What?
It is a truly amazing piece of tech from Apple, and I really like what they've done for the professional user base. Like, if you're someone who can actually make use of this hardware, this is awesome. As cool as this thing is, and as much as I want to appreciate this thing and want to use this thing, it just does not make sense for the stuff I do.
So I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking to yourself, Jeff, you do realize that you make YouTube videos, right? Do you really need a Mac Pro? No, of course not. Of course, that's ridiculous.
It's so good that we've realized that the Mac Pro is complete overkill for our workflow.
Real talk, this machine is beyond what most of us need, and I throw myself at the front of that list.
So who's this thing really for? There's only a few people that can use this, and it would be on high-end projects like movie studios, audio studios, music studios, that type of thing. In fact, Jonathan Morrison brought one to a studio, an audio studio, and they hooked it up and ran some tests and even recorded an artist on it, and I've linked the video down below. I've searched and searched, and I still can't see anybody that really needs this. I bought an iMac Pro. I've had it almost a year. The reason I bought mine was I had a 2017 that 5K iMac that was pretty much maxed out. I even put in 64 gigabytes of RAM in the thing myself, and it started dropping frames once I went to 4K cameras. So I figured it's probably my last computer, this iMac Pro I bought, is as expensive as it is. I figured that it's going to last me a long time. So let's go to the Apple website and we'll spec out and price out a Mac Pro compared to an iMac Pro with similar specifications. And don't forget, when we get to the end, the iMac Pro you have a 5K display where the Mac Pro doesn't at this price, unless you want to add that extra $5,000 and $1,000 for the stand. Let's go over to the Apple site, price one out. Go over to the Mac site, select the Mac Pro. Now the starting price of this is $6,000, but let's configure one. I'm going to go past the standard machine. We're going to go with a 12 core because my iMac Pro has a 10 core Xeon. Memory, I bought 64 gigabytes, but this is the one big advantage of a Mac Pro. You can upgrade it yourself, which is very easy. So let's just go with the standard 32 gigabytes. We can get more memory, and it's very, as you can see, it's very expensive for Apple to do it. Okay, my iMac Pro has a 16 gigabyte, it has a Radeon Pro Vega 64 gigabyte on my iMac Pro. So we have to at least, I'd say, get the 32 gigabytes of the Vega 2, which is really high, $2,400. And the standard storage is 256 gigabytes. And don't forget, you can upgrade. You could put more storage in this machine. It does have the T2 chip for encryption and security reasons, but I have been watching some people that have been upgraded the Mac Pro already, and they said that you can boot off internal storage devices that you put in yourself. So that's interesting. But I'd say the minimum you'd want is 1 terabyte. Now here's where it gets tricky. The Afterburner card is like what this whole thing is with Final Cut really performs better with it. I'd say if you're going to do this, you probably have to get it. I think we can skip the wheels for $400, and it comes with the keyboard and mouse, and I already have Final Cut. So now you're at $11,800. So now let's go and see what an iMac Pro would cost. And I'll just use the same configuration that I bought mine almost a year ago, and it's going to be, I know it's a little bit less now. So I went with the 10-core Xeon. I went with 64 gigabytes of memory. I went with the 16 gigabytes of Vega, Radeon Vega, and I went with 2 terabytes of SSD, and that was it. I think at the time I purchased mine, it was about $7,900. That's $7,149. So quite a bit of difference. Well, what have we learned? Most people don't need this machine. Most people don't need an iMac Pro. Most people can just get by with a regular iMac. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
To the stars, feel it split. About to freeze time, put a hex on a bitch. 2 girls, hands up, half the moment. Make a bad choice, you could keep your judgment. Final